Malo e lau maarie a hoi, malo e lelei a tonga kotoa. Fia ke taitari e lau maarie kotoa pe ke tau Polokalama, Voice of Youth, nofo ia kalaisi. And today we have a special guest of us, but before we introduce him, I'd like to say welcome to everyone that is tuning in to our show and to our program. It's my hope and prayer that the stories that we hear and share today will become a blessing to us in the journey in this world, especially to our young people here in Tonga. Today, I have a special guest, a very good friend of mine, Bogitini. Joe, welcome you to our Youth Corner, our Voice of Youth program today, and thank you for accepting the invitation to come and share your story. I've heard your story, and it's a good story, and I know that it will be a blessing to those who tune in and listen to the story today. But before we carry on, I'll allow you to introduce yourself. I already introduce your name, Bogitini. Tell us a bit about yourself so that we can know more about you.
First of all, brother, thank you so much for having me in this.
No worries.
To me, to be honest, it's a privilege to be here today. I'm kind of nervous. This is actually the first time for me to be sitting in front of a camera and tell my story in a way that is, I don't know, I'm just nervous. Well, first of all, my name is Bogitini. I'm originally from Fiji, and
Nice.
I've been in Tonga now for this is my 4th year. So yeah, and yeah, I think that's it.
Okay, that's okay. We'll get to know more about you as we continue our talanoa, which is talanoa today about yourself, and thank you for introducing yourself. Like Joe mentioned, he's from Fiji, and now he's living here in Tonga, but we will find out the reason why he is in Tonga later on. But before we get into that, Joe, just talk to me about your upbringing in Fiji. How was your upbringing? Were you brought up in the church, or were you brought up in what kind of school you went to as you grew up as a young Fijian boy back home?
Okay, so this is interesting. You know, we grew up when I was born. I was born in a Methodist family.
Okay,
and then I think around 1999 to 2000, I'm not sure what year was that, my parents got baptized to this denomination, the Seventh-day Adventist Church.
Okay, and
then you know, over the years, I think around 2004, that's when we kind of, I think my parents kind of went back to the Methodist Church, and then we've been staying in the church since I got baptized in 2016.
Okay,
so the whole time when my parents got baptized, because in the village, it's a Wesleyan Methodist dominated village in my village. So everybody on a Saturday, everybody goes look for food, prepare for Sabbath.
Is it a farm?
Yeah. So when my parents got baptized that year, I had you know, it was like a privilege was taken from me. You know, everybody was playing, and then we had to go to church, and then now I was asking the question, like, why do we have to go to church on the very day that everybody's enjoying?
Everyone's having sport.
Yeah, everybody's enjoying, and that question stuck with me, you know, throughout, you know. But yeah, so yeah, I grew up in a Methodist family, and I also can say early in my life I became Methodist, but it was not I did not own the faith. It was like I borrowed.
You brought up
parents.
You brought up in the yeah. So you have brothers and sisters?
Yeah, there's 7 of us in the family. My parents are very fruitful. So I'm the oldest out of 7.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you're the oldest in your siblings, eh?
Yeah.
So you're brought up in a big family.
Yeah.
Brought up in the village. You mentioned. In the islands, or?
Yeah, in the islands. Okay. Sorry. I'm from Fiji. I'm from Vanuatu, Aombo, the village, and
nice.
I spent most of my time there as a child.
Okay, so you talked about, or you mentioned that about your upbringing in the church and that. So when did you become like a 7-day Adventist? So when did you fully join the church?
So I think it was in 2016. Like I said, when I grew up, I always asked the question, like, why do we have to worship on these days? When I went to high school, I attended Queen Victoria School. I did not know the reason. I did not know the reason why my parents was attending the Seventh-day Adventist church. But inside of me, something kept telling me, that's the right Sabbath.
Yeah.
So usually when I go and play on Saturday, whether I go and play rugby or just playing around the domain, I hurt myself. The first thing that comes to my mind is I'm playing on the Sabbath. But the thing is, I do not even know the reason why we have to be. So that was 2012. I left Queen Victoria School, and then 2016. That's when I wanted to find out why are we worshiping on this day. The thing is, I never went through an evangelistic campaign, or nobody forced me to do this thing. I read a book called Shelter Through the Storm. If you come across this book, if you go towards the end of the book, you will see the about the Sabbath. And that, it confirms my conviction. So the year 2016, I went to the nearby churches, Ngauia, Adventist Church in Lami, and I asked the head elder if there's a possibility that I can be baptized. So they said, okay, there's an evangelistic campaign coming up. That was 2016. So I waited, and then I got baptized in 2016, and that's how I became an Adventist.
It's good that you shared that, because a lot of us and a lot of our young people, we grew up in a church or any church actually, and we kind of just follow in the footsteps of our parents. But it's good that you mentioned that even though your parents came, you still had questions in you, and then you look for the truth yourself, and you had your own conversion moment. It wasn't just because you followed your parents, but it's because you wanted to look further for the truth. And I know that's it's good for our young people to understand that even though you can grow up in the church and you can just follow in the footsteps of your parents, but you need your own conversion and your own conviction in this journey. And these are moments in our lives where we actually believe in it and to what the Bible says, and then you have that conversion. And so you mentioned you had that in 2016.
Like I said, it's I did not want to borrow my parents' faith. One thing, for me, borrowed faith, cannot stand the pressure of time. When you're pressured, when you're cornered, you will just give up. When you find your faith, when you own that faith, no matter what comes your way, you will be stable because you know the reason why you are standing for that particular faith. So now, I'm not saying that since I got baptized, I've been perfect, but I've been unfaithful, bro. This story is a story of an unfaithful guy and a faithful God. All along, God has been proving himself over and over again. But regardless of what I've been going through, I never wanted to abandon the church because I know the truth firsthand.
Because I kind of understand what you're meaning, because I grew up in the church, but I didn't have like a conversion until later on. I just believed because my parents grew up. And you need that moment in your life, and it's good that you shared that with us, that you had that moment. If you guys don't know, I met Joe in Fulton College in Fiji, so we just got our turn to Fulton. So that's 2016.
2016.
You had your conversion moment. You looked for the truth. You found the truth, and you decided to go through the water baptism, public declaration of your faith. Now, how did you end up in Fulton College?
Okay, so after I got baptized, the fire in me was burning. So, the only thing that was in my head is I wanted to serve the Lord. I've never had that experience before. So when I got baptized, I told myself, okay, I think I'm going to look for something to do. But Fulton was never in my thought. And then at that time, so after I got baptized, there was a long story. I had to leave the house where I was in, and then I come and stay in the church for 3 months. So it's a very long story. If we talk about the story, I think we will still be talking about it in Jesus' return.
We're going to do a series, but I'll see you someday.
So I stayed in church for 3 months, and all I have to do is to ring the bell for lotus. Like so on a Monday, I'm a lady. I ring the bell, and I attend the ladies' worship. On a Tuesday, I ring the bell and I attend the youth. So throughout the week, I'm a youth, I'm a lady, I'm everything. So this particular day, this lady came and she said, our treasurer said, Joe, can you take our tithe and offering to Super Bowl? I don't know where the person that was supposed to take it went. So she gave it to me. So when I went to Super Bowl, the lady that was sitting on the counter, that's the first time she saw me. She said, hey, I've never seen you before. I said, yeah, I'm new.
Yeah.
Are you 17? I said, yeah, I'm 17. I just got baptized. So we talked, and somehow my story came out, and he said, I want you to go and see Pastor Fifita on top. That time, the youth director in Fiji was Pastor Lesi Fifita.
Okay.
So when I came to Pastor Lesi Fifita, we talked, and then he said, do you want to go to Fulton? That's when the Fulton idea came in. But inside of me, it was burning. I want to do something for God.
Yeah.
But Fulton was never crossed my mind.
Yeah.
And he told me, you wanted to go to Fulton? I said, yeah, I really wanted to go to Fulton. And then he said, okay, tomorrow, see how fast it... So tomorrow, you have to go down to Fulton.
Yeah.
And you have to sit for the mature age test.
Yeah.
So she called Nelly and then said, oh, Nelly, there's this guy coming. His name is Joe, this, and that. So he gave me $40.
Yeah.
The very next day, I went down to Fulton. You know, I got baptized, and then I left the study that I was doing. And then I went down to Fulton, sat for the mature age test. After the test, I came out and Nelly saw my paper, and she said, I don't think so, you'll make it.
Yeah.
Not because she underestimated me. You know, she is a registrar. Before the paper reaches so she has to collect the paper and give it to whoever going to mark the paper. When she saw the paper, she saw how horrible the paper was, and she told me, I don't think so, you'll make it. I'm not an English teacher, but I look at what you do. I don't think so you're going to make it. Bro, I came back that day from Fulton, I was so discouraged. You know, I asked the Lord, I left everything for you. And you just brought me this far from Nandi to Suva. To you, those of you who've been to Fiji, like that's like a 4-3 hour drive. You know, I just left all the way
$40.
for $40, and then just to be told that I will make it.
Yeah.
So,
but you made it, eh?
Yeah. I made it, man. I made it to Fulton 2017.
17?
Yeah.
Okay.
I came, and then I studied theology.
Yeah.
Yeah, I came, I studied theology.
Oh, you studied theology?
Yeah. I'm a retired pastor.
They started theology in 2017?
Yeah, 17.
Okay.
So 2017, I studied theology, you know, throughout the beginning of the year. You know, those who knows me in Fulton, semester 1, you know, I always wear necktie to go to school. So people cannot differentiate whether Joe is going to school or going to church. Necktie all the time.
Yeah.
Until I left the Lord and I started taking off my necktie, I started taking off my shirt, and then I started ending up places where I'm not supposed to be.
Yeah.
Towards the end of the year.
Went through some challenges that year?
Yeah. I got suspended.
Yeah.
Bro, you know, when I got baptized,
Yeah.
there was a challenge. You know, I had to abandon all my friends. I have to leave whatever I love. And then when I went to Fulton, because I was doing maritime studies, I was doing marine engineering.
Yeah.
And my parents was not happy, and also people was not happy. They started talking and said, hey, you're still on earth, you're not in heaven, you can just do this, and that. And then when I went to Fulton, I wanted to prove everybody wrong.
Uh-huh.
And then when I got suspended, bro, everybody was right. So I was like, what am I going to do? So yeah.
It's interesting because you mentioned you had a fire inside of you.
Yes.
When you were first baptized. But you know, you get that fire,
Yeah.
you know, Satan or the enemy is going to come stronger. Eh, to try and you also mentioned that it's like you were just trying to prove everyone.
Yeah, everyone wrong. Yeah.
Maybe the focus was off.
Yeah.
What you should have been focused on. And now you went through some challenges, got suspended, left, came back.
Yeah. I got suspended in 2000. And so I spent 4 years after high school. 2012, I finished high school, 4 years. And then 2017, I went back to Fulton, study theology. And when I got suspended towards the end of the year, I don't want to go back home. You know, I can't go back home like this. I can't go back home as a failure.
Everyone's going to see.
Everybody's already talking, but nobody know I was suspended. So only me and those who in Fulton know I was suspended.
Okay.
Then I make a decision that I'm going to go back and do Form 7.
Yeah.
Bro, I was 22 years old when I made this.
22.
So by when I turn 23, I'm going to have to be in the classroom.
Yeah.
So 2018, I went back. One of my friends' dad was a principal in one of the Adventist schools. That is the first time I come across an Adventist school.
Yeah.
2018, I went back and I asked my friend, he said, can you talk to your parents, your dad, if I can come in? So the dad did not know who this guy was. So he said, oh, he can come over. And when he met me, he said, are you sure you want to go back? He thought it was a kid. He didn't know it was a man coming to school.
He thought it was a new teacher.
Yeah. So I went to Watuonu. You know, the funny thing was when I arrived in Watuonu, I arrived on a Saturday. On a Friday, their math teacher left.
Yeah.
So they did not have a math teacher. So when I arrived on a Saturday, everybody thought this was a replacement math teacher. So when I was sitting it was a Sabbath. So when I was sitting in church, I can hear people behind me talking about math teacher. That's our math teacher. And like, I do not want to disappoint them, you know, because they think of me so highly, only to be disappointed that I'm a student. You know? When I came outside, we shook and they said, hey, you are you a teacher? I said, no, I'm a student. They did not believe it until they see the teacher wearing uniform on a Monday. 23 years old, bro. I was really old. I'm older than most of the teachers, and some of the teachers we were in school together. So when I called them sir, madams, it felt so weird. But yeah, I had to go back to 2018. So 2017 I got suspended. 16 I got baptized. 17 I feel like I was moving forward. And 18 like I went back. And somebody told me like, Joe, in life we go forward, we don't go back. And I felt like that's what we think as human.
But from Vatuanu, you went back. There was the place
Yes.
you went to restart.
Yes,
Maybe it was just to humble you a bit.
very much. Yeah,
We humbled you.
but yeah,
But we didn't know where Vatuanu was. It's a small island.
yeah.
Any internet coverage there?
No internet,
No internet,
no electricity.
yeah.
Our electricity will only comes on if the generator is
So
on.
you were in the wilderness for
Mm.
that
I
life,
think-
you know?
4 months
Yeah.
there, and then my parents know that I was feeling over there. They thought I was still in Fulton,
Yeah.
and no one knew. Like I went for like a total blackout.
Yeah.
I went there, nobody know how. And the funny thing was, the news spread across the area that there's a man schooling there. And every time, so this is the school block, and there's like the science lab.
Yeah.
So, and I every time we have chemistry or biology, I have to walk across the road.
Yeah.
And the same time when the bus comes, bro, everybody stop and then looks at who is
Look
this
at,
big
look at
student?
that man
And I became the head boy of the school
on your first year.
for 3 weeks. And then I got caught drinking homebrew. Then I got debates again.
Yeah.
Bro, from suspended debates, like I was like a Joseph,
Okay.
but Joseph was listening to God. I was not listening.
Joseph was faithful.
Yeah, I was unfaithful. I was the unfaithful Joseph.
So we look at your story, Joe, going up, down, down. But you got really humbled when you went to Vatuanu. You end up back in Fulton.
Yeah.
Because now you're a teacher.
Yeah.
So you came back to Fulton.
Yeah.
You changed your course.
Yeah, I came back to Fulton. So when I went the first time when I went to Vatuanu, I already made up my mind. The moment I come back, I'm gonna be a teacher.
Yeah.
I in my head, like I felt like I ruined that image. The image that I wanted to build for me as a pastor. And I know myself. People who knows me, they knows me as I'm very inconsistent with everything that I do. So when it comes to my spiritual life, I've seen myself at the beginning of the year it was perfect, and then towards the end of the year, like I was unfaithful, and I cannot afford to be this pastor when I go to my church. I cannot afford to be just a spiritual leader at the beginning and then disappear the whole of the year. So I decided when I come back, I'm gonna be a teacher.
Yeah.
So it can be like pastor is good, bro. To be honest, no.
Yeah.
But I feel like there's too much pressure on me. When I came to Fulton, I realized, okay, so this is what pastor like. Because, bro, before I came to Fulton, I thought, bro, there's no temptation in Fulton. It was like I was going to heaven. I was looking forward to come to Fulton.
The enemy doesn't stop it.
No.
Yeah.
It's just like there's no safer place in this world except in the presence of God. Yeah.
That's right. So that's 2019.
2019, I came back. Yeah.
You studied and obviously you graduated from studying education in Fulton.
Yeah.
Now, how'd you get here? To Tonga.
So, yeah, I came back to Fulton 2000 and...
a lot of challenges, eh?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Like so many challenges, when I
Overcome school fees, everything.
school fees, bro. So when I left in 2017, I had an area because I was doing work scheme. So when I was studying in Fulton 2017, I did not have anybody to pay for my school fee. So all I had to do, I had to work and study at the same time. So when I came back, that area, I think it was 2000 something, I'm not sure. And then I had to pay that, studying with that.
Yeah.
So to some people, 2000 is easy money to pay. But for me, bro, finding $1 is very hard in Fulton. So, but I came back to one time I was sitting down and I asked God, why can't you just take this 2000 away from me?
Yeah.
Now I'm sitting at this point and I look back and I said, if he took that 2000 away from me, I would forgot him totally because there is no need to go back to God because the debt is already paid.
Yeah.
So the debt was paid right till the end of. I keep paying the debt until towards the end of my
Graduation.
Yes. So the whole time, every time I wanted to go away from God, it reminds me, said, hey, there's a lot of things. So it keeps bringing me back to God. When I see,
To have faith, trust.
yeah. The challenges are there. Not to push us away from God, but to keep us closer, to God.
Yeah.
So that's from experience. Yeah.
Okay, that's good. How you mentioned that. It's good to have challenges. It really tests your faith.
Bro. Yeah.
And they kept you there right at the foot of the throne of God. Put your trust in Him. So did you write to the Tonga mission for a job, or did you follow me, or did you follow some of the Tongan boys? Who did you follow here?
On paper, I came for
Oh, you got called it.
yeah. But the truth is, that's the reason why we're here. Talk about the truth and truth alone. Yeah, I just want to be real this morning. So yeah, I came to Tonga in Fulton. I managed to meet a girl who's my wife now, and we fell in love over the years. Wow, I don't want to go deep in there.
Yeah,
this is not a love story.
yeah.
So yeah, I met my wife in Fulton.
Yeah.
And then after Fulton, I went to work in Fiji for 1 year, 2022. And then 2023, we were looking for ways in which we can be together, because I really, really can't. From my experience, to the youth that are listening, the longer the distance, the weaker the relationship. That was my experience. So the only way in which I believe that we can finally be together is for me to humble myself and come over to Tonga. So yeah.
You couldn't get the Tongan girl to...
Bro, if I was waiting, I will still be waiting now. And people start to think of me like I want to be like Paul. No, I'm Joe, I'm not Paul.
That's good. So you met your wife in Fulton, came to Tonga, got married too.
Got married, yeah.
Now you're here.
Got married just before you got married.
Yeah. Now you're here as the deputy principal of Hilliard Memorial School.
Yeah.
And what a great story, man.
Yeah.
And you had to share with us. For one thing I learned about your story, a lot of ups, a lot of down. But God is faithful, man.
Amen.
And sometimes we think it's about us being faithful, unfaithful. Yeah, we are faithful and unfaithful, but in every story, God is faithful at all times, man.
Yeah.
And I know He had a plan and a purpose for you. And we can just think, there would have been many times that you could have made a split decision and you wouldn't be here today. But because you chose to go to Vatuvanu, little choices like that probably shaped where you are today. But I think that's an important message for our youth, the decisions we make. One wrong decision can alter your future or God's plans for you. But what we have to do is we have to understand just to be faithful, keep listening to Him.
Stay there.
Times, But what's one thing from your own story that you've looked back to 2016, or maybe even to the time you were still back home in the village, that you could share for the young people just as an encouragement, a last message for them today?
As you were speaking, and I look at my time and I remember that this is like 10 years ago, like exact 10 years from 2016. I go back, this is 2026, and a lot has happened in those years.
That's right,
bro. If you ask me in 2016, like, where you gonna be in the next 10 years? Like, what are you gonna be? Who you gonna be with, bro? I would have told you, bro, something else.
Yeah,
bro. So like 16 years ago, like, bro, life was really hard for me. There was a lot of things that was happening prior to me coming to Fulton.
Yeah.
So there were other contributing factors to me coming to. It was not only that, but like there were so many things behind me that I really want to run away from.
Yeah.
So for me, my defense mechanism is to just run away. Whenever I face something, I just have to leave. Like, leave the place or leave that person or just move away from there. So I came to Fulton in 2017, and this is 10 years from. And in that 10 years, I managed to come to Fulton and study theology. Went back in 2018, come back, graduated after 3 years, worked in Fiji for 1 year, came to Tonga, got married. And I'm not saying this, to glorify me. I'm a deputy principal at the moment. I'm also a work in progress. And bro, I just look back. There's a lot that has happened in 10 years. And if this, I can, if this one word I can sum this up is like, the decision I made in 2016.
That's right.
Made a big difference in these 10 years. But I do not know if I did not give my life to God. Even though I was unfaithful in that 10 years, bro, I never, God never fails me.
That's right.
In ways, bro, and I'm so emotional right now. Looking back at now, bro, I'm unfaithful, really unfaithful.
And we praise that.
Yeah.
We serve a God that is faithful, full of love, man.
Man, it's like, Oh, I came to Tonga, and then I had a baby, a daughter, and before that I had 2 boys that passed away as well. It was a mix of like ups and downs, like he said, But like I said, there's nothing else we can say. But the safest place right now is just at the foot of the cross.
Amen.
we can say, oh, this, we can say that. But from my experience, just the foot of the cross, the decision you make it. No, the thing is, bro, when you make the decision to accept God, it's not that you will be perfect throughout. There are times where you fall, but when you fall,
get up.
Yeah, get back up and come back to the foot of the cross. You will only do that if you understand, the width, the depth, and the breadth of God's love. That's the only thing that can get you back. So from now, 10 years ago, the moment I accepted God, a lot has happened in 10 years. I managed to meet you in 10 years. I managed to meet Pastor Lipe in 10 years. I managed to meet a lot of people, bro. And these people around me are the people that God sent to help me. Bro, I owe my life to God and those who He sent, bro. You, a lot of other friends, like, I wouldn't be here today through God's help,
Amen.
And to the youth that is listening today, I do not know what you're going through. Maybe there are challenges that you're encountering today, the only solution is God.
Amen.
At this point, we're living in a time where everything moving very fast, and they say, oh, the solution is this. We go there, that person can pray for us. Or we go there, this person can. There's a book like this. But there's a God.
Amen.
That is greater than everything. And that is the solution to all our problems. And I think that's all I can say here.
Great encouragement, man.
Yeah.
And a beautiful message, reminder to us, man. We're not perfect.
No.
We're going to face challenges. Maybe we'll fall. Maybe we'll trip in this journey. But like Joe reminded us today, get up. It's okay. We serve a forgiving God, a God of second chances, and He's always willing to give us a chance to come back. Thank you, brother.
Thank you, brother.
For sharing with us.
Yeah.
I know we didn't go too deep into everything. No. Maybe we can have a part 2 of the Joe series. Maybe Joe's series will be 5 parts, but thank you very much, man.
Thank you
for sharing your story with us. And to all the listeners that are out there, if you would like to hear more stories like this, like our page, follow, and share the story. Malo pito.
Malo.